my name is LoeyLane, and I'm so excited to tell you guys about my new podcast, Internet Urban Legends, with my BFF Snitchery.
We deep dive into the darkest corners of the internet to uncover whether some of the most notorious web myths are hoax or whether they're con. Internet Urban Legends, available exclusively on Spotify.
Hello, my loves. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. Hi, hello. My name is Loey. If you are familiar with my channel, you may notice that I am in a slightly different location. We're back in the guest room. The studio that I have doesn't have AC, and it is June in California, baby, so we will probably be here till August. Fun fact about yours truly, I really love Five Nights at Freddy's. That's probably not particularly surprising to most of you who consume my content on a regular basis. I love all things spooky, I love all things scary, and I especially love a good internet mystery. And Five Nights at Freddy's is one heck of an example of an internet mystery. Like most of you guys, I watched Markiplier play every single game, I watched most of the game theory videos, and I ingested all of the content that I could get my hands on in the world of Five Nights at Freddy's. But there was one particular set of media that I hadn't yet explored, and that was the Battington Five Nights at Freddy's tapes. Made by YouTuber Battington and inspired by another YouTuber called Scrumpus McGrimpus, the Battington Tapes refers to a set of FNAF fan-made VHS horror tapes that elaborate on the lore of the world of Five Nights at Freddy's, while also providing ample horror in its own right. So together, let's explore the world of the Battington Tapes. I have to say that watching these and doing my research for this video was really enjoyable, in the sense that I was truly afraid and had nightmares about these videos, so you have been warned. One final disclaimer, I promise this is it. This video is not suitable for those who are sensitive to flashing lights. There are jump scares and flashing lights throughout a lot of this content, so I just wanted to give you that heads up now. In the first video to kick off the Battington Tapes, we have Fazbear Entertainment Video Manual.mp4. In this informational video, seemingly made for employees of Fazbear Entertainment, we're given like a brief walkthrough of how to open up and clean the animatronics.
First, reach behind their neck and press the red button. This will set them into maintenance mode. Second, press the blue.
After pressing the red button, the video briefly gives us a glimpse of what appears to be a ghost darting quickly off camera before the video pauses and we catch a glimpse of the animatronic grinning back at us in the darkness. After the animatronic's head, lower jaw, and arms have been removed, suddenly the torso is censored. We can see blood spatter on the metal pieces of the Freddy animatronic, meaning that something has surely gone wrong inside of it. The end of this video tells us to climb inside and accept our death, but the video cuts off before it can fully be completed. The lights shut off and we see a smiling Freddy Fazbear grinning back at us in the darkness, and then the video ends. So off to a pretty strong start here. Next up in the FNAF Tapes related playlist, I could be missing specific videos. There could be like unlisted things. I've seen longer playlists, but I wanted to follow the one on the channel for the official Battington experience, but if there is anything that I have missed, I will reapproach this and make a follow-up. So next up from the channel, we have the video Bonnie Joint Movement Test.mp4. Similarly to the first video, we are watching the animatronic of Bonnie as it goes through joint movement tests. The opening of this video shows that every single animatronic in the pizzeria or wherever this location is in working condition. But Bonnie seems to have broken down, seemingly indicating that we, as an employee of Freddy Fazbear Entertainment, are going to have to fix Bonnie. This is confirmed when, shortly after this scene, Freddy comes onto screen and welcomes us.
Oh, well, hello there. My name is Freddy Fazbear. Welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. You seem like a new recruit. Ah, and it's your turn to test the animatronic's movement, isn't it? Well, have no fear. Freddy's here to help. Now, let's show you how it's done. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Freddy disappears here mid-introduction, and we come back after a black screen to a computer in diagnostic and repair mode. Freddy glitches out as he tries to give us instructions on how to check Bonnie's movement.
To test Bonnie's movements, we have to put him into repair mode and troubleshoot all of his moving parts. Let's start with the head.
However, it appears that the head, arms, and legs are all functioning at 100%. Bonnie moves normally throughout these portions of the test, showing a large variety of movement. When we reach the ears of Bonnie, the animatronic, however, we can see that something isn't quite right. It shows on screen that Bonnie is functioning at 100% for them as well, but Freddy glitches out in his instructions here, and Bonnie never fully moves his ears. The eyes too are functioning properly according to the computer, but the screen abruptly fades out, and now we sit in a black room with Bonnie nowhere in sight. A camera seemingly used by us flashes in the dark, but we can't find Bonnie. And then that lovely jump scare where he runs right up to the camera and scares the pants off of all of us before the video cuts out. Happy 7th birthday, FNAF. I assume to be out of character and just something to celebrate the 7th birthday of the original Five Nights at Freddy's game. As the person inside of the Golden Fredbear costume lifts off their head, we learn that it is none other than William Afton, one of the founders of Fazbear Entertainment. There isn't too much to this video aside from a moment at the end where Freddy jump scares William Afton by abruptly turning towards him, and kind of a troll message at the end of the video.
Ha ha, you waited till the end. Good for you.
The Battington Tapes to me seem to serve as additional content to go in tandem if you already know the Five Nights at Freddy's lore. If you don't, I'm going to try my best to explain it throughout this video, but for those of you who are really interested in the games or who even know the lightest premise of it, to me the Battington Tapes almost serve as like duct tape for the original Five Nights at Freddy's lore and storyline. It fills in some gaps and allows us to see things that we've simply been told about before. Rather than having to fill in the blanks ourselves, it does it for us and shows us exactly what's happening. Funtime Showtime was created to celebrate the 5th birthday of the game Sister Location, which of course is another installment in the Five Nights at Freddy's series. It opens with an all too familiar message to those of you who may have already played the game.
Showtimes are on the hour, not a moment before and not a moment later.
The system is announcing with about 10 minutes to go that showtimes are on the hour, and to be punctual, of course. But the system starts to malfunction as this message plays over and over again.
Showtimes are on the hour, not a moment before and not a moment later.
On the third round of this announcement system talking about the showtimes, the audio cuts to a distorted and unintelligible mess. We also see the animatronic of Funtime Foxy slowly inching closer to the viewer from inside of the stage in front of us. As the video progresses, things only get more distorted and glitched. Music plays backwards, the screen warps into blurry shapes, and when that 10-minute timer finally ends, something strange happens. Slowly, Funtime Foxy opens, revealing the metal animatronic underneath. The eyes flash in the darkness, and then we see the machine hunched over, lifeless in the next shot. It almost seems empty. Then the animatronic jumps in front of us as a pretty effective jump scare, and the video cuts to static. So far, these are quick, bite-sized snippets of Five Nights at Freddy's related horror that I don't think I would probably be bringing to you if that's all there was. One of the biggest factors in me deciding to make a video covering the Battington Tapes is the next video, Sound Response Check. This was originally uploaded in November of 2021 and is widely regarded as not only one of the scariest pieces of media in the Five Nights at Freddy's fandom and that genre, but also one of the scariest pieces of media on YouTube. This is also the first video, seemingly, where we're not an employee of Freddy Fazbear Entertainment, but rather a guest.
Chica? It's time to go home, baby bird. Mommy?
This seems to be the voice of a young girl being startled by Chica as she is trying to wash her hands at the sink.
It's time to go home. Home. Take me home with you. No, Chica. Baby bird. No, Chica. You're scaring me.
Chica tells the little girl that it's time to go home, and obviously she's audibly frightened. Suddenly we watch as Chica's eyes roll into the back of her head, and we hear a scream in the background. A message flashes briefly on screen stating, "Uh-oh, something's wrong." Then in the next clip, there's a man talking about Chica and how something seemed to have blown out her sensors on the robot.
Okay, my sensors have been replaced for both left and right ear. The newer ones can handle much higher frequencies, perfect for performing animatronics such as these. Wouldn't want one of them shutting down just because the music was too loud. Can't imagine what could have been so loud to blow out the sensors. Anyways, I'll be back to upgrade the others. For now, just play the sound response manual and everything should be A-okay.
So he has gone forward and replaced those sensors. And he says here that there had to have been a noise loud enough to literally blow out the robot speakers. This would cause the machine to work improperly. Maybe that's why Chica scared the girl, because she wasn't working properly. Or maybe it was the girl's screams that blew out the speakers as Chica did something unspeakable. The mechanic here says that we should play the sound response manual to ensure that Chica is in working order. We boot up the test and it states to make sure that the left and right speakers are properly placed. If you are unsure, refer to the booklet. The audio then plays from the left-hand side on screen and Chica looks to the right. This shows that something is still not properly working with the animatronic. We're then told that if Chica has not responded properly, we should make sure that there are no children present, as the animatronic will respond to the sound of children. When the audio plays again, Chica does seem to respond correctly both times, but then the audio plays rapidly on either side of Chica's body, and she doesn't move at all. The tape also malfunctions before we even hear what she was supposed to be doing in that moment. Then the camera cuts back to Chica, staring blankly back at us. We see a black and white clip of a young girl alone in the hallways of the pizzeria. "This music makes me feel better," she states. And there is music playing here in the original video, but I don't want to get in trouble for copyright. "It makes me think about birds. I like birds. They're pretty. One time I saw a bird sleeping in the snow. That's what bad dreams are about. I feel like I'm sleeping in the snow and I can't get up. It's too cold for me to do that. Things don't breathe when they sleep in the snow. I can't breathe." And then the door closes. When we cut back to Chica, slowly, the animatronic mask falls off, revealing a photo of a young girl underneath. We then transition to a shot inside of Chica's mask. "I can't breathe," the text reads. And then the video cuts out. It would seem that there are one of two scenarios. Number one, Chica was malfunctioning when she came to find the young girl in the bathroom, and she did something to her that results in her now being inside of Chica. Or she did this anyway, and then the girl's screams were what blew out her own speakers. The whole premise of Five Nights at Freddy's is haunted animatronics and the idea of children and bodies being stuffed inside of robots, creating a half animatronic, half oversized possessed doll. Give Life is simply a vertical short video that shows the puppet animatronic from the series slowly rising from a box. He looks at the camera as he does and then throws a golden Fredbear right at the camera and it cuts out. It seems that this was just filler until the next video came to be. This was easily the largest of the series so far, and it's called Pirate Cove Pre-Show. This video is also 8 minutes long, but much of it consists of the same bit of footage of Foxy talking to the audience about how there's going to be a fantastic show in just 10 minutes for them.
Ahoy me mateys! It be your favorite swashbuckling buccaneer, Foxy, the Pirate Fox! Arg! When I tell ya, we got a grand show for you today in just about 10 minutes! Wait, 10 minutes? That's right, 10 minutes! Can you bloody believe it?
10 minutes? Why, we better gather our gear before time runs out.
Oh, and I've got to prep my singing voice. La 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 la.
Bonnie, make yourself useful and mop the stage, will you?
Whatever you say, Mr. Bossman.
Just try not to slip, Cottontail.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
In this clip, as you could hear, the other animatronics interact with each other and talk about how they need to prepare, and Foxy is stern in telling them to stop messing around. The screen then cuts to a distorted view of the stage, clearly not part of the pre-show act. Then it blinks, telling us to go, go, go. We then cut to a scene of 5 children sitting in front of the set with the iconic yay sound in the background, which in the game signals that we have completed a night of the game successfully. Of course, the children's faces are odd here. The proportion's not quite right. There's something uncanny and a bit disturbing about them, but we'll touch more on that later. We cut back to Foxy, who repeats exactly what he said in the beginning of the video. We go through the exact same pre-show routine before the video cuts back to footage of that stage, which we saw at the end of the first loop. Now, Foxy peers out at us from behind the curtains, and again, we see the go, go, go message as Freddy runs down a hallway. Suddenly, cutting back to the 5 children in the room, one is missing. The pre-show plays again, but when the camera cuts back to Bonnie, something isn't right.
10 minutes? Why, we better gather our gear before time runs out.
Oh, and I've got to prep my singing voice. La 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 la.
Bonnie, make yourself useful and mop the stage, will you? Just try not to slip, Cottontail.
Bonnie is staring blankly, unmoving as the sound for the pre-show cuts out. The video is also very clearly glitched here, and abruptly it cuts back to the scene of the children. Now there are only 3, and the green chair is also empty.
Ahoy me mateys! It be your favorite swashbuckling buccaneer!
Coming back to the pre-show, Foxy's voice is distorted and difficult to understand. Freddy is now also motionless, much like Bonnie, with blood dripping from his face and something censored on his and Bonnie's chests. Reaching Chica's part of the pre-show, she screams as she practices her singing voice. Of course, Freddy and Bonnie are both motionless. Their parts of the pre-show no longer play. Then we cut to the children in the chairs. Now it's only the little girl sitting still, smiling at the camera. The other chairs are empty, signaling that the children are no longer with us, but instead inside of the animatronics. The show is now heavily glitched, with a piercing, ringing noise throughout Foxy's audio. Freddy, Chica, and Bonnie are all now lifeless, covered in blood and censored in the torso. Suddenly here, a warning message plays, telling us that viewing of this tape is prohibited, and we must discard of it immediately. And this is easily the most disturbing part of this video that follows that warning message.
What's the matter, Foxy? I thought you wanted an audience.
The children are now clearly ghosts of themselves, sitting in the chair as an audience. We see that unfamiliar animatronic of a brown bunny behind them before the camera cuts back to Foxy. He's alone in the hallway, motionless and clearly worse for wear. There are holes in his chest, signaling a struggle. He stares down the hallway at what appears to be a door for employees before it slowly swings open, unveiling the golden Fredbear animatronic, glitching wildly before going lifeless. The golden Fredbear animatronic seemingly would contain the 5th soul that we saw in that room. The shaking could be the child as they were inside of the animatronic, and when it goes limp, they're finally gone. Jeez, Five Nights at Freddy's, man. Real lighthearted stuff. Lastly, we have non-existent video, which despite its title is definitely something worthy of talking about. This appears to be a mascot costume assembly tape for Fredbear's Family Diner. We see in this video that there are two types of suits, which double as both animatronics and wearable costumes for performers. These wearable costumes include Bonnie Bun or Fredbear, and we are told that the suit should only be worn when the animatronic is in repair. As this is said, Fredbear looks towards the camera and jumps at us. The next shot has us inside the Bonnie Bun suit, as we can see Fredbear beside us. The footage keeps glitching out until the performer notices a man in a suit grinning back at the stage, possibly William Afton. Then we cut to a metal animatronic crawling across the floor as audio plays out, telling all employees to evacuate the building. Every time the animatronic opens its mouth, distorted noise comes out. At one point, after noticing drawings on the wall, it lowers its head, as though saddened. Suddenly, it lunges towards the camera person, opening the mechanics of its face. And then we're just back to the instructional mascot costume assembly video, walking us through various layers of the suits.
Spring locks are the locks that hold all the springs used to attach to the animatronic. However, these springs can be very dangerous if the suit is not prepped carefully. Now, let's begin the training.
The biggest thing to note here in the instructional video are the spring lock mechanics, which are equal parts dangerous and convoluted in how you have to maneuver through them in order to put on the suit. The spring locks will pull back so that someone can fit inside of the suit when it's not in working condition. We know of the Springtrap animatronic, which is most notable from Five Nights at Freddy's 3, in which we play a security guard defending ourselves from the decaying Springtrap as he roams what is now a horror-themed FNAF attraction. Back to the Battington Tapes, however, we're told in detail how we must enter these animatronic suits. It shows us here the spring lock failure protocol, and it's disturbing to say the least, showcasing a bloodied Bonnie Bun on the ground, as we're told that if in this position, we don't panic, we simply call for help. The video then abruptly cuts out, and we briefly see details of an upgrade for Fredbear's jaw. Then the screen cuts into Freddy on stage, and then an image of a young boy in black and white. The young boy suddenly turns horrified and bloodied before Freddy zooms in on screen. He's seen covered in blood spatter. A message flashes across the screen repeatedly stating, "I bit someone." We then hear the voice of the phone guy from the FNAF games asking us to check inside the suits in the back room. The message flashing across screen here reads 4 tapes hidden inside their empty heads, with close-ups of each of the animatronic faces. Freddy ripped apart with a smile, Bonnie dancing in the dark, Chica and her wonderful song, Foxy meets the happy man. But we are told you are gifted. You found the 5th, before Golden Fredbear briefly appears on screen. We've gone from watching an instructional video on the spring lock mechanics of these costumes/animatronic hybrids, which seem to have been unveiled at the infancy of Fazbear Entertainment, to talking about the tragic stories that befell every single person now shoved inside of Freddy, Chica, Bonnie, Foxy, and Golden Fredbear. And the next part of the video seems to be directed to one person in particular, that being Michael Afton. Michael is the son of William Afton, who founded Fazbear Entertainment, and also somewhat of a protagonist throughout the series of games. Michael was involved in an incident in which he scared his brother using one of the Foxy masks back in 1983, and when he did this, his brother got too close to one animatronic, it bit him, and he subsequently passed away. But the text here reads, "Michael, There's something I want to show you. Before your brother died, something else happened. Something was wrong with the suits. Watch. The screen fades into a bloodied Bonnie Bun animatronic with someone screaming, clearly in pain inside. They run down the hallway of the building before the video cuts out. This is perhaps what happened before the metal suit from before began crawling down the same hallway. Perhaps someone died within the suit before shedding the layers in the back room, only to realize they were incapable of fully coming out. They were now fused with the suit, one and the same in their death. That someone is also potentially William Afton. I don't think so in this clip, because I think that William Afton was looking back at us in the suit. It's all very convoluted, but we do know that William Afton would eventually inhabit what is left of the Springtrap animatronic, which could be Bonnie Bun. All very confusing. So back to the tape here. The video cuts back to the scene of an empty stage, with someone seemingly still talking to Michael Afton. Let me tell you a secret, they say. The same thing happened to your father. It killed him. But only for a while. He's still out there. Do you want to find him? Then the puppet animatronic slowly rises from the stage. I'll show you, it says, before cutting to an image of Fazbear's Frights, the primary location from the third game. Don't worry about times, dates, or locations. You'll know when it happens. We see Springtrap, William Afton, in front of a burning fire as the text continues. There will be a gasoline canister in the back, next to the second exit. Your father will be there in the building with you. He will look different, but you will know it's him. Then we can end this, for good. I know how you feel, Michael, reads the text over the shadowy version of the puppet. It's a lot of responsibility, but when this is done, we'll be free. You'll be free too. It may not seem like it, but I believe your brother will forgive you. I've forgiven you too. You are good, Michael. Despite what you might think, you do deserve this happy ending. I've been working all this time to give you that opportunity. I love you, Michael. As stated previously, Michael's brother, Evan Afton, had passed away due to a bite from a rogue animatronic. So the puppet is saying that Evan has forgiven him and that Michael does deserve peace after all of this. He deserves to put an end to it all, to send his father to his grave, because he's, of course, the one who has done all of this. But who is the puppet? Well, the puppet is said to inhabit the spirit of Charlotte, or Charlie Emily, who is the daughter of the other founder, the co-founder of Fazbear Entertainment, that being Henry Emily, who was William Afton's business partner. And in that fire that would eventually happen in Fazbear's Frights in the third game, both Michael Afton and Henry Emily, so both William Afton's son and his business partner, were said to lose their lives. While in one ending, we can see that the Springtrap animatronic is in the background of a photo in a newspaper saying that William lives on because he always comes back. But the end of the final Battington tape here just has Bonnie Bun and Fredbear saying their farewells.
Well, folks, it's been a real pleasure having you here tonight.
We had to say goodbye, but cheer up, there's always tomorrow.
And just remember that a friend is the best thing you could ever have. When life gets you down, a friend will be there to help.
Yeah. For example, there was this one time I got stuck in a water machine. And a friend of mine had to cut a hole in it just to get me out.
And that's the world of the Battington Tapes. I was thinking about doing a reaction of these tapes alongside you, but a lot of the times I love to explain these and look a bit deeper into them. For me, I am very interested in the world of Five Nights at Freddy's, but I certainly had to look up certain details to make these tapes kind of make sense for myself, and then hopefully subsequently for you guys as well. I think that's gonna be it for me today, guys. And before I go, I wanna say a really special thank you to my subscriber, Dean, for being a member of this channel. If you wanna join my YouTube memberships, get one extra members exclusive video every single month, which tends to be like a member decided topic. Sometimes it's horror, sometimes it's vlogs from my life, sometimes it's witchcraft, sometimes it's just us reading scary stories in the dark on live stream. You can click that little join button. It should be somewhere around the screen. We would love to have you. For now, thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I love you very, very much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!